Hello, world, and welcome to part two of the top five directors list from the Brothers Blue. That's Cody.
And that's Kyle. And I'm actually going to finish up part two I'm going to start part two because I have to finish my number one, which is Adam McKay. We will get into Kyle's number one here in a second. But where we left off was we talked about Don't Look Up, which is a serious movie, but also very funny. And dude, talk about lineup of actors: Meryl Streep, Leo, Jennifer Lawrence, Jonah Hill. Yeah. So, anyways, let's get beyond Don't Look Up. And the other serious one that I really like of his is The Big Short. And the thing I really like about The Big Short is it is a financial movie. And, I worked at Wells Fargo for 5 years, and I don't think that I think I know more than the average person about our financial system. And not only that, I really enjoyed the parts where they had Margot Robbie and Selena Gomez explain like complex financial situations, and
they were breaking the fourth wall in those scenes, as they term it.
Right.
As the movie.
You're right. They were doing that, but they were doing that to explain financial situations that took place. And they were trying to make it seem like these were complex things that most people wouldn't understand. And so that's why they had Selena Gomez to explain it to you or whatever. And those types of things you don't have to explain to me. I get it. And The Big Short, I think, also Ryan Gosling's character, awesome in The Big Short. And what I also talked about is the lineup of actors in that movie: Christian Bale, Gosling, Steve Carell, and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's character, also amazing. One of our favorites, actually, from Brownstone or whatever. Who's the young guy?
What?
The young guy that goes to Brad Pitt in Boulder. I forget his name, but Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Nope.
No? I'm wrong?
Way off.
That's not him in Boulder? Okay, that's fine. Anyways, Adam McKay also has literally the best comedy movies of all time. He did Anchorman. We were quoting Anchorman in high school. That is a movie that literally will live forever as one of the best movies ever. Step Brothers, the same thing. I literally can sit here and quote Step Brothers.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, I think a lot of people.
Why so sweaty?
A lot of people kind of considered Adam McKay like a comedy guy. He did Anchorman. He did Talladega Nights before he did Step Brothers. But yeah, those are three freaking Will Ferrell movies. So it's are you the comedy guy? No, yeah. He made The fucking Big Short and Don't Look Up, two of the best dramedies that have come out in the last 10 years.
Right. And another Will Ferrell movie that you didn't mention that's in my notes, The Other Guys.
Yeah, The Other Guys.
Right, exactly. And dude, Mark Wahlberg as the comedic sidekick to Will Ferrell is just priceless.
Yeah, I relate to his anger. He's an angry fellow.
He is. He shot Jeter. He's a biracial angel.
Yeah. It was an accident, was it?
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So Adam McKay really defies genres. And it's not like in Wes Anderson where once again, his movies have like a
Bending.
signature, and to say that it's a comedy or drama or anything, yeah, that's harder to do. Whereas like with Adam McKay, it's pretty obvious when he's doing a comedy movie if it's Talladega Nights. It's pretty
Right,
obvious.
exactly. Right. That you're not gonna call that a dramedy.
Yeah. Trying to think of it like some other serious work that he's done, but yeah.
All right, go ahead with your number one.
Okay, so yeah, when we're coming back to it, because my number one is Wes Anderson, and that is my thing. Like he's just my favorite movie maker. Every one of his movies, from Bottle Rocket to The French Dispatch, which is his most. Well, I guess he came out with a movie called Atomic Planet. I haven't seen it yet. It's like it just came out. But that's the thing. He only has like 10 movies, and that is his filmography. Like I said, from Bottle Rocket to The French Dispatch, and I've seen every one of them. And in Bottle Rocket, same story as like Tarantino and everybody else. He made this independent movie. Bottle Rocket's not nearly as popular as like Lock, Stock
Reservoir Dogs.
or Reservoir Dogs. Exactly. Thank you. A lot of people don't know Bottle Rocket, and Bottle Rocket was basically the Owens brothers, yeah, or no, the Wilson brothers. There we go. The Wilson
JB.
brothers were like the only like big actors in Bottle Rocket, and then it's like after that, everybody wants to work with him. I'm pretty sure after Bottle Rocket, it was the freaking Royal Tenenbaums, and that has like Alec Baldwin, both of the Wilsons, yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jason, like all of these, like everybody just wants to work with him after that. But then he also made those animated movies. Fantastic Mr. Fox is based on a Roald Dahl book.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen Isle of Dogs, but Isle of Dogs was it was a huge hit, and he got people like Ed Norton, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Murray, all these big name actors to just voice dogs for him in a movie. Yeah. That's
Awesome.
not like that's the kind of clout that Wes Anderson has later in his career.
Didn't Brad Pitt play one of the main characters in Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I don't think Brad Pitt's ever been in it. I think he's one of the few that no.
Okay.
It was, George Clooney was the main. He was Mr. Fox.
There it is. Yep, that's who I was thinking. Clooney. Yeah.
So like literally like everybody like has like at this point like and in the French Dispatch he got like Benicio del Toro, Adrian Brody, and it's like dude, what the?
I will say I really like George Clooney, and he's a really good voice actor too.
Yes, he's a good director.
Yeah.
I love Clooney's work. Yeah.
Yeah, Clooney's the man.
Yeah, he really is. So that's one final thing I'll say about Wes Anderson. And this like kind of truly like struck a nerve with me is like somebody recently I heard say that all modern art sucks. And that's just it's like, okay, so do you only listen to classical music and look at Van Goghs and like statue, like what are we talking about?
Right.
Yeah, to just like
dude, Picasso died in the 50s, I'm pretty sure.
To write out modern art wholesale like that is just reductive. So this person was talking about how all modern art sucks, and it's like, dude, watch a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson movies are pieces of art. And
yeah. Anderson was my number 5.
Yeah.
And that's just
you know what? Is the Coen brothers, and they made The Big Lebowski and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? 2 of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. And then,
but I'll say Wes Anderson, the reason he's at number 5 for me is, again, because his filmography is somewhat short in comparison to the people that I have above him. And yeah, like you said, the Coen brothers, the reason they're on your list is because how are you not going to put someone on your list when they have your favorite movies of all time?
Yeah.
And that would be, again, why I put like Scorsese on my list at as high as I put him, is because like, dude, The Departed might be my favorite movie of all time.
You know what's messed up? I'm pretty sure Scorsese did Gangs of New York, and Gangs of New York is like my second favorite movie of all time.
I
Yeah.
hate you so much for not having
I'm just
Scorsese.
like, I'm like 90% sure I'm right. And that is embarrassing. Like,
Yeah, I think you're right too. Gangs of New York, I think, is Scorsese.
and it is like I've said before, we'll do a top five movie or
movies,
list,
yeah.
but Gangs of New York is up there, and I'm pretty sure is made by Scorsese. So let's finish up our honorable mentions. Go ahead.
The only one that I could think of, and that was only because we talked about it during the video, was Tim Burton. And I even told you before this, I don't have honorable mentions because, like, I don't want to list people who I've only seen like 2 or 3 movies from, like Gus Van Sant. Like, I'm pretty sure he's a good director, and he has my favorite movie of all time. But I've only
like 4 movies. Like
yeah.
his filmography is less than like Wes Anderson. Like, yeah.
So but
name 5 Wes Anderson movies off the top of your head. Like, yeah.
Tim Burton also did like Edward Scissorhands and the Nightmare.
I love the movie.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know he did that. I love Big Fish too.
Yeah, it's weird ones like that. Yeah, James and the Giant Peach.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's like one of my favorite movies ever.
He's a great honorable mention. And Adam McKay was in mine, and we already talked about him plenty. The only like there are 2. So Lucas, I would put in that category with you, where it's like, does he really deserve? Because I told you before, I was under the impression that George Lucas had directed episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars and Indiana Jones, the first 3 Indiana Jones. I found out that the Indiana Jones movies are actually directed by Steven Spielberg, which he could easily make the honorable mentions list. Probably.
Jaws is such a good movie.
E.T., yeah.
E.T.'s a good movie.
But he only directed those 3 Star Wars movies. He didn't direct the Indiana Jones movies. So George Lucas does not make my list, like not even close. And I mean, controversial opinion, I don't even think those are like hands down the best Star Wars. I mean, 4, I've told you 4 and 6 are pretty good, but I'm not a fan of episode 5, the Return of, or the Empire Strikes Back. Not really.
Right. Yep.
And it was directed by Lucas, but
3 is Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah, well, no, that's episode 6. Yeah, episode 6.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. 6.
3 is Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And he didn't even direct. Oh wait, no, he did. That's the thing. I always forget this. He did the prequels. I'm pretty sure George Lucas directed episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
So yeah, this is once again why like I messed up on my research with George Lucas.
Yeah.
And I think also like even with considering all that, I don't think he breaks my top 5.
Right. Yeah. And that's just because the Star Wars movies are good, but they're not my favorite ever. And you like it even more than I do. So
I mean, like Obi-Wan Kenobi and The Mandalorian on Disney Plus are like they're just amazing. But yeah, the whole like Skywalker saga episode 1 through 9, yes, I'm a fan.
Yeah, right. Okay. Anything else? Wait, you had one more on your honorable mention. Go ahead.
It's Sam Mendes, and we talked about this and why. Once again, he could probably make my top 5 pretty easily because he did American Beauty. And I can't remember what he did after that directly, but American Beauty obviously like shot him to fame. One of the best movies ever. Just absolutely to high heaven. It's one of the most popular movies of all time.
Weren't we mistaken on him also with Crash? Because I think we thought he did Crash, but he didn't do Crash.
That's what I didn't want to mention. But I 1917 is a war movie that came out a couple of years ago, and it was made by Sam Mendes, and is just absolutely amazing. And he also did what were, you know, in my opinion, two of the best Bond movies ever, Skyfall and Spectre. Which that's kind of like the Guy Ritchie thing where it's like, wait, he directed, like Guy Ritchie directing Aladdin. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
Sam Mendes is directing James 007 movies now?
Right. Yeah.
Seriously,
Totally
like,
weird.
yeah, 1917, I'm pretty sure took place like in between those two Bond movies, but I'd have to check. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Cool. All right then. As always, people, knowledge is power.